Hi, I'm Dr. Will. Today I want to talk to you about practicing what you preach. Usually when we hear this term or this phrase, we're talking about your character, your integrity. But today I want to put a spin on it and talk to you about your confession. Confession is what you begin to say to yourself about where you want to be or who you want to become. And then when we talk about practice, we're talking about developing the habits that will create what you say you want to become. Let's use as an example, if I want to be a millionaire, I need to begin to practice what I preach, meaning I need to start doing what millionaires do. I need to start reading the books that millionaires read. I need to start going to the places where millionaires go. I need to begin to practice what I preach. When you begin to practice what you preach, you'll begin to see what we call in personal development the law of attraction. When you begin to act like what you want, you'll begin to attract who you want to be. It's amazing to me that when I first started off in this, I had so many obstacles to becoming what I wanted to be. I didn't have the education, I didn't have the surroundings, I didn't have the pedigree, as they would say. But as I began to develop myself and read the books and begin to hang out in the places that I eventually wanted to be, it was amazing to me how the people that I admired began to pop up in my life. I would sometimes go on a Saturday morning and go to a 5-star hotel and just sit in the lobby of that 5-star hotel, and I would begin to look at the mannerisms of the people coming into that hotel. I saw what kind of luggage they had. I saw what type of clothes they wore, and I began to study them, and I began to practice what I preach. Many people didn't know or didn't realize when I transitioned into wealth because they always thought I was wealthy from the way I dressed, from the way I acted, from the way I communicated. I had, long before I even got to that destination, began to talk about the destination. It's almost like going on vacation. You set the place where you want to go, and then you begin to tell all your friends, this day, this month, I'm going to be in Hawaii, or I'm going to be in Paris, or I'm going to be in France. You begin to, if you're going to a tropical place, you begin to buy the clothes for that tropical place. You begin to get the bathing suits. You begin to get the suntan lotion. You begin to get your big summer hat. See, you begin to practice what you preach. And what happens is your spending habits are all developed around this target that you're trying to get to. And so you begin to say things like, I'm saving for my trip, or I'm getting ready to go shopping for my trip. It's the same thing in your practical day-to-day life. So when you begin to practice what you preach, that means, there's a Bible scripture that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. That's very interesting to me because the writer in there, he says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Not as a man has, or not as a man possesses, but how a man thinketh. And so it all begins in your mind. And so when you begin to practice what you preach, what you begin to do is tell your subconscious, this is who we are. This is the person who we are going to become. And what I like about the subconscious can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not real. So the more you begin to tell your subconscious, this is who we are, meaning we don't impulse shop, because a millionaire doesn't have to impulse shop. A millionaire is all about investing. A millionaire is all about acquiring assets and not liabilities. And so when you begin to practice what you preach, whatever that is, then you begin to study that area, you begin to practice in that area. And this works for any arena in life when you begin to practice what you preach. So now, from today on, I want you to begin to act like the person you want to become. If you want to be the boss on that job, if you want to have your own company one day, don't wait till you get your company to start acting like the boss. Act like the boss right now. The boss comes in early. The boss leaves late. The boss is always willing to do his best or do her best, irregardless of the money that's on the table. Only employees talk like, I'm not going to do my best because they don't pay me to do my best. I'm not going to do that because that's not my job. See, that's not the mindset of a person who wants to be the boss. That's not the mindset of a person who wants to own their own company. The boss comes in early and the boss puts in late hours, and the boss is going to do the work no matter who's around, no matter who is watching. So begin to practice what you preach. Day in and day out, begin to act like the person that you want to become. You know, if you want to go to a different model of car, begin to treat the car like you have now, like it's that Mercedes, the BMW, or the Bentley, or the Rolls Royce you have. See, there's a principle in place that says if you're faithful with the few, then he'll make you ruler over the many. You have to start with the little, and the way you manage the little prepares you for the much. And so today, I want you to begin to practice what you preach. This is Dr. Will. I'll see you later.